Super Rugby round number 7, folks. Big win for Moana Pasifika over the Crusaders. That is their first ever win over the boys in red, and it was down in Canterbury as well. The Hurricanes also pull off a big win against the Tars, a much needed win for the Canes lads. Brumbies and Highlanders plus Reds and Force play out pretty close ones, but it is the Reds who top the Super Rugby table after 7 rounds, and they'll be playing the Chiefs in their next game. It's going to be 1 up against 2. Very, very interesting times. Great week for my Blues as well because we didn't play. So we didn't get beaten. That's at least something. But yeah, just the 4 games this week with 3 teams on the bye. We'll go through them pretty quick and you guys can let us know your thoughts on the round that was. The first one is probably the least kind of spectacle of the games this week because the Hurricanes flogged the Waratahs 57-12. There's not that much to talk about that game other than a bunch of Hurricanes try scorers and the fact that the Tars, I mean, they had some injuries to their backline really early on. Jorgensen's one seemed to be the worst of the injuries, but the backline had to get rejigged, and the Canes ran in a lot of tries. Crichton got the first one for the Tars, and they did have one through Saunders as well in the second half. But, I mean, Naholo gets a hat-trick, Aumua gets one, Roygaard gets one, Punivai, Shields, and Sullivan all running in tries. So it's a really good outing for the Canes because their season has been a bit of a mixed bag, and that's despite some injuries as well, kind of having to rejig the back line of their own. And it's not just the attacking play. Karefi, man, on defense, top tackler for the Canes. 3 turnovers, 1 for the Canes. He put in a heck of an effort. I mean, Suali'i for the Tars put in a couple of try-saving tackles as well. But when you concede 57 points, those are going to be pretty quickly forgotten. So, yeah, much needed win for the Canes and good to see them actually click down there in Wellington. Second game is probably a better watch just in terms of the fact that the lead changed multiple times. The Brumbies didn't have a great start with Corey Toole getting a yellow card from the initial kick of the game, chasing the kick and getting it all wrong, face-on-face stuff, so yellow card for him, but they still scored some points during the yellow with a penalty from Lolosio. And the Landers getting Tangitau on the board once again. He bags 2 in this game, 1 at the start, 1 at the finish, so the Landers go in front, but then Pollard and Ala Alatoa get tries for the Brumbies to put them back in the lead. Second half, the Landers go back in the lead, tries through Gilbert and Nareki, but yeah, the Brumbies take it away from them. Toole, Muirhead and Ikitau all getting on the board. The Landers did have the final say with Tangitau second to get them a losing bonus point, but yeah, multiple lead changes. And for the Landers, it's another kind of close-ish loss. They're there or thereabouts, but just not quite enough. I mean, to be fair, the Brumbies dominated the possession. They dominated the territory. And the Landers, despite having way less ball, had more turnovers conceded. So something not quite clicking just there. Nareki, though, beat 10 defenders. Toole had 3 line breaks, a try, a yellow card. So it was a busy evening for him. But yeah, the Brumbies had a bit of work to do, but they did get the job done. Crusaders and Moana Pasifika. Moana Pasifika were supposed to get flogged in this game. They were right down the bottom of the log, and the Crusaders were kind of contesting for that top spot. But the Crusaders get, do you want to say humbled? Because no one was picking them. They were on a higher flogging my Blues last week. They humbled my Blues last week, but then had the reverse put on them. I did a full match review last night. Had a bit of technical difficulties with it, but got it done. But yeah, I think this is game of the week, just in terms of the fact that it's a big old upset. What a big upset. I mean, the carrying for the Moana Pasifika guys, their breakdown work, their kicking game from Pellegrini were all exemplary. The Crusaders guys fell off way too many tackles. Tries through Savia got 2, Toala got 1, Pellegrini got 1, Failangi got 1, and Patafilo got 1. Multiple missed tackles for some of these tries from the Crusaders. They did get tries through Moananu, Springer, and Taylor, plus a consolation one through Drummond towards the end of the game. But yeah, Moana Pasifika really put on a great show in multiple aspects of their game. Not just the breakdown, but as I said, also like Pellegrini's tactical kick-in, 50-22s. They really put in a good showing. Turnovers won was 11-3 to Moana Pasifika. That is a hell of an effort. Failangi, Patafilo, and William Havili, all with multiple defenders beaten 6, 7, and 7. So, yeah, cracking effort from those guys. That is just their second win of the competition and a home loss for the Crusaders, which was, yeah, they were supposed to win this one 13+ pretty easily. And then the final game, Reds and the Fours, is another proper ding-dong battle. Like the scoreline literally goes 7-0, 7-all, 14-7, 14-all, 21-14, 21-all. It's just tit for tat the entire first half. First half goes in with the same deficit as the start of the game because it's all tied up. Dalguna got one. And then Robertson got maybe the try of the game. A prop try from range. The offload to set it up was cracking as well. But Tom Robertson, the big tight end prop, how many meters did he go? If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. It's unbelievable. The look on his face of determination. He gets there. Long range. Absolutely worth the price of admission, that one. Murray got one and Tizano got two for the Force. Pakeho got one as well. His first ever try for the Reds. Kind of unselfish play to set that one up. Bit of a loose lineup to set it up for the Reds, but it's a try. Second half is a lot more quiet. Just the 3 points from the boot for the Force. They led for about 15 minutes, but then McDermott got one. Despite the fact that the Reds had a yellow card, they had two in this game, but 14 men on the field. McDermott's able to go over, which put the Reds in front, and they were able to hold on at the death. So they were pushed by the Force, but it is just a losing bonus point for the Force in this one. So yeah, the Reds are top of the log, 23 points, 1 point ahead of the Chiefs. And the Crusaders are in those kind of top playoff spots in third despite their loss. The Brumbies, Waratahs, and Force are the three chasing teams in the playoff spot. So it is still a 4-2 split with 4 Aussie teams in the playoff spots, just the 2 Kiwi teams. The Hurricanes are not far behind the Force, though, just a point behind in 7th. The Highlanders are on 12. Moana Pasifika is up into 9th on 10 points. And then the Blues and the Drua down there on 7 points apiece. So we will see who is bottom of the log after the next round. The Brumbies are on the bye next, but the Chiefs take on the Reds in Hamilton, which, as I said, is first up against second. So that's going to be a cracker. Can the Reds get it done over here in NZ? Moana Pasifika will take on the Waratahs. The Drua taking on the Crusaders. The Drua are at home, so that's a bit of good news for them. The Blues are home to the Hurricanes. The Blues will be a little bit, I don't know about concerned, but they'll be mindful of the fact that the Hurricanes just put in a good performance, but the Blues, I think, had the bye at the right time because we needed to reset. Can they reset, though? And then the Force will be back home to take on the Highlanders. You guys let us know your thoughts on round 7. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.